Hi and welcome back to part 3. I'm Jesse Connor with peerpath.co.uk and I'm here with
Patrick Townley of ptlarts.com, online businessers. And what we're talking about today, Jesse?
I'm just going to fix this a bit so that I don't cut my head off. That's better. And we've got some of your paintings in the background.
Yeah, there's 3 paintings there which are the landscape paintings. No portraits on show at the minute. But just go to ptlarts.com, click shop, and there's a whole load that you can buy soon.
Get on there and click there now. Right, so we're going to be talking in part 3 about wellness, and Patrick's going to share how his journey in art and painting specifically has led to breakthroughs in his well-being, positivity, optimism, and all sorts. I'm sure there's a lot to go into. So I'll hand over to you. And yeah, so how has your creative process in art and painting benefited your well-being?
Well, it's quite extraordinary, really, because it's so painting, as I said in part 1, I think I mentioned about, it's quite new. So it's like 5 years into painting with oils now and selling paintings all over the world, etc. is one side of it. The other side is this compulsion to do it. So it's not just like quite early on, yeah, it's not like I've spent my whole life wishing that I could paint, waiting for the time to paint. Actually, what I've done when I was younger was I wanted to be in the theatre, so I did like performance and acting as a young man. And then I also have played music since the age of 13, 14, like guitars and keyboards, etc., etc. And that's still completely happening more than ever. So I've always been really creative and just never put myself into the visual art spectrum. Just thought, well, you can't do everything. Now I believe I can. No. Now I just sort of, I was surprised as anybody else that after having the heart attack I started to draw and paint, and I haven't stopped since. And that it's not something that it's like it's not new. So that's in itself is like mysterious and like connected to wellness in a strange way. So what I've discovered is that I wanted to share, part of what I wanted to do is like share it straight away. So I put on paintings onto Facebook and then people start to buy them, and it's gone from there. And then that's how the business has like kind of developed. But through the process of painting, I decided to sort of like see what process it was that I did, and then I see it sort of run on one level. It is concurrent and runs to many different ways that people approach making paintings, but mine certainly isn't. It's not like it's brand new or anything, but what I found, it's like congruent with certain practices that have been going on for years, but it came to me naturally. So that's one important thing. The other important thing is which I found in particular doing portraits, is that gradually over a period of time when I'm doing portraits, mainly from photographs, I tend to work. That's because I'm so boring, nobody wants to sit with me. And I'm looking forward to having people sit for me, but when I'm really much better known, because they want to. You might want to, by all means. Contact me if you do. So if you sit for me, anyway, what happens is through the process of making a painting is that your eyes, your ears, your smell, your everything becomes more and more and more tuned in to be able to see the detail in what you're painting. So gradually, as the process continues, my desire to be able to have as open channels in my senses as possible becomes stronger. So consequently, I start to take value judgment on the way that I live my life around my health and develop self-development in complete accord with clarifying these senses to enable me to be able to see clearer when I'm painting, because it's not like oh well, I can't paint until I've got all of this ready. It's like, actually I'll start painting, and this has followed. It's not like I said, right, okay, I've got to sort out all of these senses so that I can do it properly. Gradually, as I've done it over the last few years, my health has improved because my senses are more aware, so consequently I'm more aware of what's happening around with me. I'm more aware of the person who is in front of me. I'm more aware of the beauty that there is already around me, instead of constantly thinking that there will come a time where I can be in a beautiful place. Actually, life itself and what's in front of you has beauty. There's beauty in everything. And so, like the painting, and the more that I paint, the more beauty I can see that's around me is a reflection of the beauty that's inside myself. Now, so I'm convinced that everybody has this beauty within themselves, but it becomes clouded in the very difficult lives and environment and everything that people find themselves in modern day society. It's clouded, and consequently we're very often cut off from any connection with that beauty and that good, and so consequently our health deteriorates. Whereas when we're involved in this creative pursuit, it sort of starts to turn and transform that nosedive, if you like, of an existence that we can tend to use. It starts to transform it in an upward way, and of course it's creating, and then the sharing of it means that actually the most important thing to me is not how much money somebody pays for a picture. It's more about the connection that they have with it, and that thought that they're going to have that painting or that connection, life-to-life connection with me through a painting on their wall for possibly 10, 20, 30, 50 and then generations on into the future is absolutely extraordinary. So there's my...
I took so much from that. I'm just scribbling away here. I've drawn a little diagram of someone seeing. I'll show you. Look, it looks ridiculous, but here is someone seeing the beauty in something they hadn't seen before and having it reflected back. And I think that's what I got. That's what I got from that. I got that you by painting you've been switched on. Your senses have been switched on in a way that's there's no more filters attached, and you're gradually, or you're probably breaking down those filters that you've created over so many years of working in such environments, such as like offices work and what you were doing before then. And now you've unleashed your sensory desires through this journey of painting and the beauty that you see in other things. And I love the fact that you see beauty in the moment, and you've removed that whatever it was that was taking up that space between you and seeing that beauty, whether that's things on your mind, and now the beauty is reflected back at you. I think it's beautiful. I think it's beautiful to use to continue to use the word, and the what I got from it as well, what I took away is there's a lot of value in creativity for your health, not so much as your mind, stimulating your mind, and it's your health. And the benefits are that your senses are switched on, so you literally feel more alive just by feeling more, and tuning in to the creative side of things lets you that might spill over into your nutrition. You might be creative with the types of food you eat now. You might want to experiment with different palettes of food, right? Instead of saying like similar colours.
Well, 18 months ago, I went plant-based diet, and it was just a connection with the whole thing. So it's not, although like I warm more and more and more to the moralistic side of plant-based diet. Actually, the plant-based diet was completely, I just tuned into the whole way of thinking, whereas it's never even crossed my mind before. Of course, having had a heart attack as well. Like plant-based diet clears your arteries of plaque and stuff. So it means that your whole bodily functions are much more likely to be healthy. It's not 100%, it's not a curing thing, but actually the truth is I do feel a lot better because I've made that informed choice, and I think it's a direct response to this gradual transformation. So, because I kind of think that our logical mind wants to make plans about what we do, and it thinks it knows what it's talking about. But our life actually really knows what to do, but we tend to sort of not allow it to live. We don't allow our life's wisdom to function. We block it off with all of these ideas and what we hear about somebody else has done, etc., etc. So it's like that's the other aspect. I mean, I use painting, but I think it can be any creative process is a means by which that you tune into something where you literally go into what we like making paintings we like to call a zone. So you're in this place where time changes, like you can be doing whatever it is that you really love for a long period of time, and you lose concept of what that is, that time. So you're in this different arena, which is where your life's allowed to flourish, and consequently gradually your wisdom's released to make the decisions that are right for your life, not what other people impose upon you, but they're coming from deep within your life.
That's so profound, and I think we'll leave it there for you to think about that, and maybe watch this again to get those points. And thank you, Patrick, that was awesome. Awesome.
Cheers.
Cheers.